Well, hey everybody. Thanks for joining me out here in the woods. My name is Rico, and I am the MTB Trail Sherpa. And it's a beautiful day out. I'm blowing the leaves, getting ready for fat bike weather, as you can see, fat tire. And I have a treat for you today. We're going to talk about progression. But first, let me thank Jan for having me on the program, and I wish him a speediest of all recoveries and success with his channel. And Jan suggested to me that I can talk about progression. And when he mentioned progression as a potential topic, I said, heck yeah, progression is easy. Everybody knows what progression is. But then I started thinking about it. And progression can mean so many different things to so many different people. Progression can be how fast somebody goes. I want to go faster. Or it can be how high somebody goes. I want to jump higher. Or what kind of terrain they can ride. I want to go over the rockiest stuff. What kind of drops. It could be something like I want a new bike and get a suspension bike. I want to progress up my caliber of bike. So progression can be a lot of different things to everybody, because what I consider progression for myself may seem like, whoa, that's amazing to other people, and to another group of people they may be like, you call that progression? So it's a deeply personal thing. So whatever you do, don't let anybody convince you or pressure you into doing something that you're not ready for. So progression is also a life lesson in commitment, because when you want to get to the next level of something, you've got to fully commit. I find if I hold back a little bit when I'm trying something new, I tend to not be overly successful. But if I just clear my mind, I can visualize what I want to do and commit to it, it becomes so much easier. And then I get done and I'm sure everyone is like, wow, that wasn't so hard. What was I waiting for? What was I afraid of? So it's okay to compare your progression to other people, but never judge yourself based upon someone else's progression, because you don't know what their story is. They may have been riding since they were 5, or they may have just started riding last year and they're already at your level. So compare, but don't judge. So now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my progression. I'm 58, I've got both hips replaced. So my progression, I didn't start riding mountain bikes really aggressively until about 7 years ago. And for probably 10 years, I just rode my bikes. When I found dirt, I found I loved riding on dirt. Dirt's my passion. So when I ride dirt, I just really enjoyed it, and I never really thought about getting better or setting goals of how high I wanted to jump or anything. So for 10 years, I rode a lot of trails, and just I call it unconscious progression, because I wasn't really conscious of, I was progressing. I was getting better at going over roots, I was getting better at going over rocks, I was getting better at doing little jumps, drops, and things like that. I never really thought about them, I just started doing them. So that's unconscious progression. In the last 2 years, I started wrenching on my own bike. And that made a big difference for me, because I have confidence in my gear. I know what it's going to do for me. And so I started really setting some goals, and I started hitting bigger drops, bigger jumps. I started going to places where I had to consistently challenge myself, and but repetition definitely helped. I don't have a lot of big jumps around me. So when I go someplace and I have big jumps, I try and session them. So I just keep going over and over again until I feel comfortable with that. And what's cool is 2 years ago I started practicing wheelies. I've always wanted to learn how to wheelie. I'm getting okay at them. I'm not the best, but what I found was trying something new and trying to get better at it actually increased and improved my skill sets on the trails. So for the last 2 years, I've been getting bigger and bigger jumps and feeling more and more comfortable on them. And what I used to think would never be attainable for me, different types of jumps to hit, now I'm actually having fun on it. And I tell you what, and some of you already know this, when you hit a jump and you land so smooth you don't even feel your tires touching the ground, that's an adrenaline rush. You're like, whoa, I want to do that again. So everybody's progression is personal to them. Compare yourself to others, but don't judge your progression on others' progression. Just keep having fun, doing the things that you're comfortable doing. So Richard, fat tire season is coming in Illinois. We're gonna have snow soon. I wish you a lot of snow this year so you can take your new Smurfette out and ride the crap out of that thing. Now, back to the original scheduled video. So one other thing that has helped my progression, let's see if we can recap. First, just ride. The more you ride, the more you experience, and the more you experience, you start adding tools to your toolbox, like how to go off a curb, how to go up a step. I guess just riding a lot is the biggest thing that can help your progress. Riding with others above your level so that you can see people do different things shows you that you can do it. And once you decide you want to do something, don't half commit. That's a recipe for trouble. I try to visualize in my mind. I use a lot of visualization of what's it going to feel like to land that? What's it going to feel like to launch? What should I do? So visualization helps me. Ride different trails. My wife and I 4 years ago started a quest to ride mountain bike in all 50 states of America. We are up to 24 states, and I tell you what, every state we've gone to has different types of trails. They're unique. You see different things, and the more things you see, you come back to your home trails and you're like, well, I used to be scared of that, and now I'm not, because I rode it somewhere else without even thinking about it. Jan, thank you so much for having me on your program. Wish you speedy recovery, because I want to see some more videos out of you, and I want to see your progression. Now, those of you watching the video, thank you for coming out and watching. In the comments below, please list your progression. Tell me some stories about your progression. Tell Jan, tell Richard your progression stories. Thank you for watching, and enjoy your journey.